Welcome to this math class. In this math class, we'll learn direct variation. We'll have a question here. Given that m varies directly as w when w equal to 3 and m equal to 6, calculate the value of m when w equal to 8. We'll have a whole lot of information and things happening here. At first, let's take this. Okay, given that m varies directly as w, so this is the first thing you want to fix, and then you come to this part of it before we figure out the final answer. So for variation, this is the step required. The first thing to do is to connect the variables involved. So m varies directly as w, so that's it. That's the first thing you should do, connect them. So m is varying directly as w. The next thing you have to do is to introduce a constant. This is the variation or proportionality symbol. So at this point we are going to introduce constants. So let's introduce constants. Oftentimes we use k as constant. Introduce constant k. Now when you introduce constant k, you now have m is equal to k multiplied by w, which is same thing as m equal to kw. This is being because whenever variables multiply, they just come together, and this becomes our general equation. So always refer to this, okay, to help us so much. Whenever you are solving, don't forget to refer to this general equation. Okay, let's continue. From this very moment, we have figured out this part of the question. The next thing says when w is 3 and m equal to 6, so we are taking it bit by bit. When w is what, 3 and m is equal to 6. Now once you are faced with this kind of question, what do? You go back to the general formula you've created or equation you've created. So m is equal to kw is the general formula. What is m according to this? M is 6. And what is k? K is unknown. You don't know what is k, so k is there. And what is w? W is 3, so k multiplied by 3. Now k multiplied by 3 gives you k3, but I like to say 3k. It's always good you bring your numbers, values before variables. It's always good to help you a whole lot of time. Okay, so at this point let's continue from this other side. So we'll have that 6 is equal to 3k. Now we'll have a number and a variable, so I have to divide both sides by 3 to figure out the value of k. So let's divide both sides by 3. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 3k divided by 3. That's one to isolate k or make k sort of formula. So the 3's cancel out and k stands alone. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So therefore k is equal to 2. Now it doesn't matter if you have your values here and your variable on the right hand side. It doesn't change anything. You can always exchange them. You can always solve directly. It's still good. Okay, we are done with this other part of the question. Now let's figure out the last part of the question, which says calculate the value of m when w equal to 8. So this is the last lap of this question. We go back to the general formula, which says m is equal to kw. And what are we asked to solve for? The value of m, which means m becomes the new unknown, unlike before when we had k as the unknown. Now k is 2. We've solved for k here, so k is 2. K is known. K is no longer missing. And then multiply by w. What is w? W happens to be 8. Okay, so m is equal to 2 multiplied by 8 is 16, and we are done. Now I want you to observe what really happened here. We took time to make sure we figured out everything bit by bit. First thing is to connect your variables. After connecting them, introduce constant k. When you introduce constant k leads you to your general equation. Then you untie the sentence or phrases bit by bit. So we took this part, then we go to the next part, and we are done. So very much simple. We have another question. W is directly proportional to u. W is directly proportional to u. So that's it. What's the next step we have to take? Introduce constant, right? So introduce constant. introduce constants. Okay, hope you don't mind my writing. Hope you don't get pissed off by that. So W is equal to KU, or K multiplied by U, which gives us KU, and this is our general equation. So always refer back to this while solving. Always refer back to this while solving. Okay, back to the question. It says if W equal to 5 when U equal to 3, let's do this part first. Let's take it bit by bit. If W is equal to 5 and we have U equal to 3, so let's solve. From W equal to KU, we can figure out things now. So W is 5 equal to K is unknown, multiplied by what is U? U is 3. So this gives us 5 is equal to 3K. Remember, it's always good to have your values first. So from this point, you can make use of the formula dividing both sides. As we have to divide both sides by 3. So let's continue here. 5 is equal to 3K. So we divide both sides by 3 to figure out the value of K. So let's cancel this out. We'll now have that 5 over 3 is equal to K. Okay, at this very point, we figured out the value of K. So we've solved for K. K is equal to 5 over 3 is a fraction. Now the next thing you want to do is to find U when W is equal to 2 over 7. So find U, which means U is unknown, and W is equal to what? 2 over 7. So from the general equation, always remember to refer back to the general equation. W equal to KU. Okay, what is find U, right? So we are looking for U. We have to make use of the formula. What is W? W is 2 over 7. Always pay attention to information while solving such kind of questions. And K is 5 over 3, right? 5 over 3 multiplied by what are we solving for? We're solving for U multiplied by U, right? Okay, from this point we have that 2 over 7 is equal to 5 multiplied by U is 5U over 3. At this, okay, I think we still have some space here. Let's cross multiply here. Remember, when you have two fractions equal to themselves and you have an algebra and a variable there, you just need to cross multiply. So cross multiplication in a form simply means using this number to multiply this and using this to multiply this. Let's go ahead and solve. From this point you can say that 2 multiplied by 3 is equal to 7 multiplied by 5, and then we'll have U, right? 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, is equal 7 times 5 is should be 35, right? But we'll have an on-screen calculator that can actually help us out. Just a moment and we'll have our on-screen calculator. Okay, our calculator is ready. So 7 multiplied by 5, 35. Okay, so 35U. The next step is to divide both sides by the coefficient of U, not 6, because 6 is more like a constant and not standing on its own. So let's divide both sides by 35. Why isn't 35? Because 35 is the coefficient of the variable. So 6 over 35 is equal to 35 over 35. So we'll have U. Okay, this will cancel out and we are left with this. Is there anything that can divide these two numbers? We can just write them like that. So therefore U is equal to 6 over 35. It doesn't change anything. Sometimes your final answer might not really be something you expect, but make sure you solve for the right thing and you follow the right process. We have a task here. I want you to pause this video, pause the video, try this task before you look at the hints which I will give. Okay, the question says if y varies directly as the square root of x, please don't forget that, put the square root symbol, and y equal to 3 when x equal to 16. So first thing to do was introduce constant. So we are going to have y equal to k x squared, and this become our general equation. So that is it for this. Okay, now the next thing you want to do is to fix this. Y is 3 when x is equal to 16. So y is 3 k multiplied by x equal to 16, right? So 16 all squared multiplied. Okay, so from here we'll have 3 is equal to 16 squared is 256. So we'll have k multiplied by 256, which gives us 3 is equal to 256k. Now if you make k the formula here, dividing both sides by 256, it becomes that k is equal to 3 over 256. So you figured out the value of k. Okay, what are the things you've gotten? You've gotten the general equation, a value of k. Let's proceed. From this point, you can go on to solve for the next part of the question that says calculate y. So for you to calculate y, you bring back general formula which says y equal to kx squared. So they are calculating for y, right? So y is equal to k is what, 3 over 256 multiplied by x squared. X squared is 64, but don't make the mistake of not adding squared, because it has squared. You have to add squared in every thing you are solving for. So it becomes y is equal to 3 over 256 multiplied by, what is 64 squared? Let's get our calculator and figure this out together. Okay, just a moment. Okay, 64 squared is 4096. Okay, so we have 4096. At this very point, you can multiply directly and divide. So you can say 4096 multiplied by 3 is giving us 12,288. Then let's divide. Divided by 256 is giving us 48. Okay, so everything gave us 48. So y is equal to 48, and that was very much simple. So this is our final value. Okay, and that's option E. Actually, when I told you to attempt this task, the option E was below. So if you actually got 48 and didn't see it in your option initially, don't be offended. That was the fault was from me. I didn't put it up. Okay, but then I just hope you understood the process. Know the first thing to do: connect your variables. After that, introduce constant, and that's just it. Not difficult. Go ahead to untie the sentence bit by bit. Don't miss any information. If you have square, take the square. If you have a square root, take the square root. Don't miss any information. Wow, so we are done. This class is brought to you by Operation Academic World. Our mission is to renew the passion for academic excellence. This is our official WhatsApp contact. Here is our email address, and my name is Mr. Johnson, your instructor. Like, comment, and share.